What is going on, YouTube people? Today, Mega Evolutions pre-orders went up on Pokémon Center. Thought maybe it would be late last week. They held it through the weekend. They popped up today. I feel like it was around 12 or 12:30 Eastern time, right around lunchtime, a little bit after lunchtime. I once again had the unfortunate mobile experience for a hot minute. I was actually on my way home and it popped up, got the notifications, fired it up on the phone, and it just works like crap on mobile. It really does. I wish they would try to figure that out. It auto refreshes the page, it boots you back out again. The whole thing was a mess. So I was like, hopefully this is like black and white where it stayed up for like 5 hours and I have time to get home and hop in the queue. So I got home, hopped in the queue, waited about 30 minutes, 35 minutes, somewhere in that neck of the woods. Got in, got one booster box. It was limit one, and got one of each of the ETBs that you could see up on the screen there. Also limit one. Seems like they stayed in stock for about 2.5 to 3 hours, give or take, based off of just what I saw on online. If you experience something different, feel free to fire away down below. Once I was off mobile, on desktop, it was smooth. Got in the queue, sat for 30 minutes. When I got through the queue, I checked out, no problem whatsoever. I was able to add all 3 products to cart, no issue. I was already logged in, checked right out. Everything was hunky-dory. But the mobile experience was just absolute garbage. I did see, I think it was maybe on Friday or over the weekend, that they did pop up on Best Buy, booster boxes. I did not see them. I did not get any of those on the Best Buy drop, but I know some people were successful on that. So retailers are starting to put these things up if you are looking to hunt for them around MSRP. We don't know what the print run on this stuff is going to be yet, how allocation is going to be on this stuff yet. I saw a non-TCG talk about it in his video either last night or the night before, that his allocations were ever so slightly up, but not really significantly enough. So we'll see if that holds form as we get closer and closer to release. But the new era is upon us. So as always, did you successfully snag any of this product? Were you able to get your hands on it or not? And then another, later this week, we have Black Bolt White Flare official release date. I wonder if we will get another Pokemon Center drop on release day or maybe shortly thereafter release day. They've done that sometimes in the past. These, you'll be shocked by this, are already starting to hit eBay. We have some listings. I don't know if any sold yet. Let me check. So over on eBay, it looks like the PC ETBs are going for 150 to 160-ish. You see some people flipping their pairs of ETBs for around 300 for the pair. There's a 175 for just the solo. Is anything else sold? A couple booster box sales in the 260s. Pretty consistently around the 260s. Most of the ETBs seem to be going for about 150 to 160, give or take, on the PC ETBs. So we'll see where things settle out at. Obviously, this is extremely early. There's plenty of time for this product to fluctuate around, and obviously in this pre-order period, you always see some wild stuff with the numbers. eBay's a little bit more wide open, so I prefer to look at those numbers versus TCG Player, where it restricts who can sell, and it's a lot of artificial inflation because of the limited number of sellers. You don't really get a true perception on pre-release prices. I prefer to look at what's going on over at eBay. And there's going to be more coming to market, obviously. This is the tip of the iceberg with Mega Evolutions. We don't even really have full spoilers yet. I expect it'll be interesting to see what booster boxes do. I would love to say that they're going to push them back down again with increased printing, but that just does not seem like it's going to be the case. It's a base set. Do these things come out as hot as Destin, or is this more like a Journey Together situation where they end up around the 200s like the low 200s, or is it destined where they're going to sit at 250, 260, which is basically where this is at right now? But like I said, extremely, extremely early on that. So we have our first big drop for this product. 2 to 3 hour uptime for the queue, I think, is actually pretty solid. If you had decent notifications turned on, you probably had a shot at this. Assuming you were in front of a computer, I'm very curious to hear in the comments anyone's tricks or success with mobile checkout, because that seems to be the one that's the biggest problem. I saw some reports online that the queue got up over 1 million, 1.2 million at different points in time, which is absolutely wild. I'm sure a lot of that is bots trying to get in and get orders to complete if they can. I am not sure if bots had success on this one or not. It seems like that's an ever-going battle with the bots, keeping them out versus sometimes they sneak in, figure out new tricks, and then, they put up new defenses, and it's just this constant back and forth battling with the bots. But exciting times. The new generation's coming. That's exciting. I'm more excited to see a new generation is coming. That means the old generation is going to start being phased out ever so slowly. As much as we are at the tip of the iceberg on Mega coming, we are also at the tip of the iceberg. We're not really there yet, but you could see the iceberg off in the distance of Scarlet and Violet starting to phase itself out and officially being set to the side. And every day that goes by, the likelihood of reprints for those early sets becomes less and less likely till we get to the point that they're just not going to happen anymore, at least in any significant volume. You might see some things where they have random backstock of, random odds and ends of packs or 3-pack blisters or tins or whatever that sprinkle some things out. But like booster boxes, ETBs, booster bundles, that stuff's going to get pushed to the side for those early sets. And that's honestly where things get really exciting. Once these things go out of print, then they could go parabolic, and that's when the fun really, really begins. Sure, you could have made great quick flipping this stuff if you got it at MSRP or even below that, back when, boxes were actually cheap. You could have easily doubled your money up, no problem. But now the people that actually held we're on the fringe territory of when those returns really start coming in. I mean, go look at some of the Sword and Shield era stuff and how those prices have gone absolutely nutty on stuff like even like Brilliant Stars and Lost Origins and Chilling Reign. I'm not even talking about Evolving Skies, the best of breed, but even some of the other just really good mainline sets have gone absolutely crazy. You're talking $300, $400, $500 a box. Fusion Strike like $600, $700 a box. In some cases, I think Scarlet and Violet might take a little bit longer to get that nutty just because of more of it was printed, but there's also been more demand for it. So maybe I'm wrong on that. We'll just have to see how things play out, but I'm more excited. I'm definitely more excited to see how that Scarlet and Violet early sets age. I'm more excited for that than I am Mega Evolutions coming. Mega Evolutions just basically resets the clock. New set came out. All right, load up, let it sit on the shelf for a couple years and do its thing. But I'm excited to see the Scarlet and Violet stuff really start to pop off, assuming the market stays hot. And like a couple people have talked about, the summer swoon, so to say, the summer downtime doesn't really seem to be happening. Slowed down a little bit, but still pretty crazy out there. As always, curious for your thoughts and comments down below. Catch you on the next one. Peace.